Hello, people of God. This is my Jacob's Way TV, and I'm the P2P singer, and this is episode 41. I started to talk about the man Hassan in episode 40, and I'm continuing on the man Hassan. When I told somebody, I think it was Bankole singer that I told that I gave Hassan money to buy a cutlass, he looked at me and shook his head and said, "Mommy, you're always giving your money away to strangers. What if he doesn't come back?" Well, what could I have done? I just met somebody, I preached Jesus Christ to the person, and the person told me his story. What could I have done? But luckily, to God be the praise, Azan showed up with a cutlass and he started to clear the ground. He started to clear the ground. Azan cleared and cleared until I told him to stop. And he will ask me, "Did you not say God told you to come here?" I will say yes. He says, "Well, let me clear the land for you." I will say, "But I don't own the land." You say to me, "Well, I don't know who owns the land. But if it is true that God says you should come here, let me clear the land for you so that snakes cannot come here or anybody can disturb you." When Azan continued, "Azan, it is enough. What if the owner of the land comes to say, what are you doing here?" Azan will look at me again. "Did you not say God said that you should come here? If God said, then leave me alone to clear the land for you." There was a bamboo bush that always scared me. It was a bamboo bush that always scared me. Azan said to me, "I will make sure that this bamboo bush will not scare you again." This was not the bamboo bush that that man was leaving behind. This was a different one. So Azan cleared till the back of the bamboo bush and told me, "You can park your car behind the bamboo bush um, so that it will be under a kind of shade." Azan cleared the place and he became my companion in the bush. Every morning he would come from wherever he was to come and stay with me. This was I was always telling God, "I'm afraid, I'm afraid, I'm afraid. Can't you find somebody?" And the Lord will say, "My presence is this." And I will say to the Lord, "But I cannot see your presence." And the Lord will say, "If I open your eyes, you will see angelic presence around you." I said, "But I cannot see them. Lord, I'm afraid." Before Azan came, I had this experience that I can never forget. I will get to the bush. I will find a man wearing red. I will hide behind the bamboo bush that I said I was afraid of, so I will not see me. He will come, he will defecate there, he will smoke igbo, weeds, and then after a while, he will just go. I was alone in the bush. I'm a woman. If the guys saw me, what could he have done to me? He do me anything, he could rape me. So one day I told the Lord, "I'm scared of this guy. He's always coming, I'm scared. I cannot go again." And the Lord said to me, "Keep going." I said to the Lord, "What if that man does anything evil to me?" The Lord said to me, "Pick any scripture that you are familiar with in the Bible. And anytime you see him, make sure that your eyes will meet his own and speak that scripture. And you are going to see what is going to happen." So one day the guy found me and I was shivering all over me because I don't know what will happen. There's nobody I could call. And I remembered what the Lord said. And I said, I could not even speak it out. I said it in my heart with so much determination. "He that is in me is greater than he that is in the world." Immediately I finished saying that scripture, it was as if the guy had a large sound that made him run away. He ran out of that place. He ran so hard that I also looked around to see if there was somebody running after him. And that was the last time I ever saw him. Last time, he never came back. So I've been disturbing the Lord. I need a human presence. I need a human presence. God brought Azan. He will come every morning. And then Azan had such an eye that he will see the smallest grass that is trying to pierce itself out from the ground. And he will pick each one of them. He will sweep the surrounding, and the surrounding was clean. And I started telling Azan that I want to plant some flowers around the place. I wanted the place to look good. And he laughed me to scorn. I said, I thought you were afraid, but I see you are beginning to have faith. How could somebody that came to meet me become the one that will help to pump my faith? And then I started getting worried for him because he will come and I will see mosquito bites all over him because he was actually sleeping outside. One day he showed me where he slept, and it's not fit for a human being. So I carried his burden and I started praying to God, Father, please help me find a good place for Azan that he can stay in. I came home and told my husband about Azan. I said, we have a need for a gardener. This man you can do a good job. I will recommend Azan to anybody as a good farmer anytime. Let's try him. Let's see. This is how I met him. But it is in line with what God said that He will send people to me to take care of. So my husband told me one day, tell him to come. And I warned Azan, when you get to the house, do much more than you have been asked to do. You have to impress daddy. Maybe God can use daddy for you for accommodation. Azan came. He did the gardening. He cleared the whole house, cleaned the whole house, the whole surrounding of the house, washed the cars. He can be an astute worker if there's anything like that. He will put his mind at what he's doing. And he did that. Daddy was impressed. He also told me he could wash clothes. And soon we brought out our clothes to him. He washed them and he was willing to iron them. He told me he would iron them beautifully. We brought out our iron and he ironed effortlessly and beautifully. I think my husband started to wonder, what kind of a person is this? My husband was impressed. And then daddy asked me one day, where does this guy sleep? I said in the security house, the small security house that has its own conveniences. Daddy said, but that's not a very good place. It's not very comfortable. Tell him to come and sleep in the guest room. Azan found favor. And before I knew it, Daddy was like, he liked him, like the way he was working in the house and all that. So we will leave the house together. And if he has any work to do in the house, he'll come back with me, sleep in the guest room. But that is not the end of Azan's story. It's very, very interesting. I might not even finish talking about Azan for now, maybe for the future, because Azan stayed with us, became somebody working for us, became a part of the family. If you will stay tuned and watch the next episode, which is episode 42, I will continue the story of Azan until I move on to something else. This is my Jacob's Way TV, and I'm Dupi Dupi Singer. The Lord knows your butler. Azan became my butler for a long while. a man that is fearless, a man that had when I had a human presence within the bush, I was not afraid. He was hardly afraid of any fight. For the first time in a long time, my mind was at rest, being in the bush. Hmm. Has the Lord sent you your own butler? Like my son said, you might have to pay your butler. God bless you. My Jacob's Way TV. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, share, like, and leave a comment. I'm Dupi Dupi Singer. Bye bye.